For today's flower piping tutorial, we will be making pansies. Since these flowers use 2 different piping tips and 3 colors of buttercream, I'm going to first demonstrate how to prepare your bags, but if you'd like to jump ahead to the flower piping, I've included timestamps. So we're going to begin with the number 104 tip, and I'm going to line my color up here with the wide end of the tip. I like to use a long, narrow spatula to spread a thin line, and then I like to come in with a bench scraper and just get it nice and tight. Then we can fill up the remainder of the bag with our darker purple buttercream, and I always just make sure that I get it right to the end and try your best to make sure that there's no air bubbles in there. The next bag I have fitted with a number 103 tip, and I'm going to line it up again with the wide end. So this time I'm going to start with some of the yellow buttercream, and same thing, using a long narrow spatula. I'm just going to spread a thin line along the side. Then I'll come in with my bench scraper and just get it nice and tight. Next we're going to come in with some purple, and we're going to put it right on top of the yellow here. And for my purple, I've used the Wilton Violet gel color, and for the yellow, I used the lemon. All of this information, as well as the buttercream recipe and detailed piping instructions, can be found down in the description box, so make sure to check that out. Now that we have our lighter purple in there, we can fill the remainder with our dark purple color. And again, you'll just want to make sure that you work that all down to the tip, and again, try your best to not have any air bubbles. Get that all nice and tight, and I'm also going to have a third bag here with a number 3 tip and some purple buttercream. You can do the centers however you would like. Use a small amount of your buttercream to attach a parchment square to your flower nail. First, I'm going to walk you through the petal piping, and then we'll talk about the angles next. So I have my 104 tip first, and I'm going to put the wide end at the center, narrow end facing out. I'm going to apply pressure, start spinning my flower nail while I pull out towards the outer edge, and then dip back down towards the center. Do the same thing here for the second petal. So we're going to apply pressure, spin while pulling out, and then dip back down towards the center. You'll stop spinning once you get back to the center there. Next, I'm going to come in with my 103 tip, and I want to overlap that last petal slightly. So same thing, wide end to the center, narrow end facing out. I'm going to apply pressure, start spinning while I move towards the outer edge, and then dip back down towards the center. And we want these petals to be slightly smaller than the dark purple ones. We're going to give it a spin and skip a petal. We're going to apply pressure, spin while pulling out, and then dip back down to finish off that fourth petal. Next, we're going to come right in between those two that we piped and add our last petal. So again, narrow end facing out, apply pressure while spinning, and dip back down towards that middle point. Now I'm just going to come in with my number 3 tip and add 3 small dots in the center to finish my flower. You could also skip this step. These pansies look really nice without a center as well. Totally up to you. So next I'm just going to show you one more, but this time we'll focus on the angles. So again, we're going to attach a square of parchment to our flower nail and begin with our number 104 tip. You'll see here that I touch the wide end to the flower nail, but the narrow end is up slightly at an angle. It's about 15 degrees, so it's not much of an angle, but this is important to get a nice 3D look on these flowers. Now as we switch to our number 103 tip, we're still going to have that wide end touching the flower nail in the center, but we're going to increase the angle slightly to about 30 degrees for these next 2 petals. You can see here that I want to make sure that I'm not dragging my tip through those previous piped petals. So we come in to do the final petal. I'm going to increase the angle even more to about 45 degrees, and that's just going to give a really nice 3D look to our finished flowers. So as you can see here, we've got some really nice definition on those petals. Just going to come in and give this guy a center as well. If you have enjoyed this tutorial, I'd appreciate it so much if you would like or subscribe. And if you have any questions or anything, let me know down below. Thanks so much for watching.